Hey guys, just repaired this 1972 Gibson Heritage guitar. Let's do a sound check on it. Wowzer. This thing sounds really good. I put light gauge strings on it, set of 10 gauge acoustic strings. They were Fender made them or something. Said Fender on the package anyway, but they're for acoustics, you know. If you guys play 10 gauge strings on your electrics, it's a pretty good, you lose a little volume, mind you, and they probably don't last as long, but they play easy. You can bend notes and do all that stuff, so it's kind of cool. And this one, boy oh boy, I am really blown away by the tone, the volume, the sound. So I fixed a big crack here. I jacked it up, glued it, and then put a cleat up under and glued that in too. And this brace here, one of the forward braces was loose, so I fixed that. Really, honestly, the only thing this guitar really needs, somebody put 7 frets in it. They replaced the first 7 pieces of fret wire, and the rest of them are that early 70s Gibson 0 fret. You know, they're so small, it's crazy. I don't know how you could even play that, but anyway, it doesn't buzz up here playing it either with the higher frets, which is, you know, it's kind of odd, but it works. I got the neck truss pretty straight on it. I don't think the truss rod had ever been moved, but it worked and everything. It was still functioning. Had one hole right here. It was a ding, but a deep one, and this top is really thin, so I put a light under it, and you know, you can tell then. So I filled that in with some glue. Yeah, there's a little dark spot there, but what are you gonna do? I cleaned it out as best I could, you know, to get the dirt out and stuff, but where it's right next to this bridge, that's a stress point, so I wanted to at least fix that. And honestly, if this was my guitar, what I would do is I'd refret the guitar. I'd pull this. These are okay, but I mean, you know, if you're gonna do a refret, you should at least have the same height fret wire. Don't, you know what I mean? Anyway, that is what I would do to this guitar if I owned it. I would refret this, and this thing would be pretty good. It is dipped down in here, and that's something else. Maybe, you know, down the road, it may need a neck reset. The action's not unplayable up here, but you got to remember something. The fret wire is so low, it makes the action high. Okay, because the action here where they put the taller fret wire in looks right and normal. So I know I could pull just, you know, after the 7th fret, I could pull them out and refret it. But I mean, you got to buy a whole set or you know, whatever. I buy them all pre-cut usually, so it's not that expensive. It's like $15 for the fret wire to do a guitar. It's not bad. I'd put some medium fret wire in this, call it a day. But this thing really is some rich. I mean, it shocked me the first time I strummed it. I was like, whoa. I couldn't believe how loud this guitar is and how much it projects. Like I said, these are light gauge, you know. It still rings really nice. The top is still dipped in a little bit. I mean, it is what it is, and around the sound hole is starting to dip slightly. What I did down here, pushing that up, really did help correct some of the top. And I will say one thing, this guitar sounds completely different now than it did. Loose braces, that big crack, I mean, you know, it needs to be intact to sound somewhere near right. So that was really hindering it, this big crack. But now she's back. Wow. It almost sounds like a 12-string kind of when you strum, you know, when you're holding it and strumming it. It's really weird. It's really different than any acoustic I've played, to be honest. Man. I'd like to own this bad boy. I really would. I think the rosewood really gives it that nice mellow sound, and it's just big and round, you know what I mean? Maybe it's not for a flat picker or a bluegrass player. I don't think it has quite that response, but just a good strumming, you know, guitar, good for recording. So I'd say that's as far as I can go with it right now. And I'm going to talk to the owner, and if he wants it refretted, maybe we'll do that. You know, it's not a big deal. Although these low frets are some hard to get out with your fret pliers. They're so close to the wood you can hardly even get a hold of it sometimes. But little out of tune. I just put these strings on, so they're stretching pretty good, you know. But this is a really nice guitar. It's the first time I've ever played a Gibson Heritage. I've heard, you know, I've seen this one since I was a little boy. This guy used to sit in my father's house and play guitar, you know, and I remember this thing when I was a kid. You know, and like my parents they'd go have a coffee or something. Don't touch the guitars, you know, when he was young. Now I'm fixing these guys' guitars. It's pretty cool though, really. Well, he's going to be pretty excited, I think, when he strums this again. He hasn't played this for a long time, but I bet he'll be playing it daily. I would be. This is a really nice instrument. Really cool. Now they say the 1960 you know, they made these from 65 to 80, I think it is. And the ones 65, 66, they used Brazilian rosewood, and then 67 and later it was Indian rosewood. But I cleaned this guitar up too and waxed it, and it actually shines again, you know. Boy, what a beauty. All right, guys, thanks for checking this out. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Take good care of your guitars. All right, see you guys. Be good.